Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel once again. So today we are going to learn about the scholar's mate. Okay, the scholar's mate, which is also commonly known as mate in 4. Okay, it is very common checkmate pattern and you should know it. Also, along with learning the scholar's mate, we should know how to avoid it. So we will also learn how to avoid a scholar's mate strategically, which means we should not waste our initial moves just to avoid the mate. In fact, we should keep developing our pieces, and whilst developing our pieces, we should avoid the scholar's mate. Okay, so that is very important, and we are going to learn that today. Okay, now first, starting with what is a scholar's mate or what is mate in 4. Okay, when you are team white, okay, you can checkmate the opponent, which is player black or team black, in 4 moves. How? Let us understand. You play the king's pawn opening, play e4, opponent plays e5, and then you straight away play queen to h5, eyeing on this weak h7 pawn. Okay, now along with attacking this weak h7 pawn, we are also attacking e5 pawn. So it is very natural move for black to play knight to c6 and defend this pawn. Okay, now when it defend the pawn, we will still go for attacking this weak f7 pawn. We will add one more attacker to it by playing the bishop to c4. Okay, now if black continues with the development and plays some general move like developing the knight to f6, thinking that it is threatening our queen, but no, here black has made a blunder because queen to f7 is a checkmate. This is known as a scholar's mate. It was a 4-move mate. Okay, the first move, the second move, the third move, and the fourth move. Now this scholar's mate can be played against you also, so you need to know how to avoid it strategically. Okay, so we will learn that part. Okay, let us assume here we are playing as a black and your opponent is white and trying to mate you in 4 moves. Okay, starting with the king's pawn e4 e5. As soon as your opponent plays the queen to h5, you should get an idea that the opponent is going for the scholar's mate. Okay, the queen to h5 is a signal that the opponent is going for the scholar's mate. But as I said previously, the queen is also attacking this pawn, so defending this pawn is crucial for us, and here we will play knight to c6. The opponent will play according to the plan and play the bishop to c4, eyeing on this weak f7 pawn. Okay, now that we have taken care of this e5 pawn, we can just attack the queen and also block the check, or we can say a checkmate threat, by moving the pawn to g6. Okay, now it seems that we have successfully avoided the scholar's mate, but it is not over yet, because the opponent can play the queen to f3 and it can still eye on this weak f7 pawn and give us a threat for a checkmate. Okay, now you need to block this attack also. To block this attack, you should develop your another knight towards the center, obviously. Okay, now when you develop the knight here, the checkmate opportunity is blocked. Okay, but if white is not ready to give up, white will play pawn to g4. Okay, hoping that whatever you play next, it will play the pawn, push the pawn, and because of this pawn you have to move this knight somewhere here, and then it will be a checkmate. Okay, for example, here if you go with the general development move, like let's say bishop development, they will play the pawn. Obviously the natural response would be to save the knight, because at this point this pawn is we are not able to capture this pawn, so the general response would be take the to save the knight. But this is a blunder, because white has successfully trapped us into a scholar's mate. Okay, now how to avoid this from here? As soon as white plays here, we should know that now white is going to push this and forcing us to play the knight or to move the knight. Okay, now we know the plan that white is going to play this pawn here in the next move, no matter whatever we play. So in this scenario, we should play the attack is the best defense. The attack is the best defense mentality. Here, we should attack the white queen or opponent's queen by playing the knight to d4. Okay. Now, when we play the knight to d4, we attack the queen. Now, if they push the pawn, we take the queen. Therefore, they have to save the queen. Now, if you look carefully, we are not only attacking the queen, but also we are eyeing on this c2 pawn, which is leading to a beautiful knight fork. Okay, so white does not only needs to save the queen, but also needs to take care of this square. Okay, now for that, white has to go to the original place. White queen has to go to its original place. Now, white was going to checkmate you in 4 moves, but you have avoided that strategically, very, very strategically. And you can see you have developed both of the knights, one central pawn, and your bishop is ready to get developed, and you can right castle, and you can castle right after that. Okay. Whilst if you see at the white's position, both the knights are at one place, only one central pawn and bishop is developed. The queen roam around the board and again went back to its place. Also, this pawn here is doing nothing. Okay, so if white tries to checkmate you in 4, you can avoid that strategically and gain a positional advantage if you play it correct. Okay, so this is the theory that you should know. Bye bye, take care. That's it for today.